Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So today's video, we're doing the collective monthly reading for the month of October. So let's see what's going on for the collective for the month of October. And this is for the whole collective. So it's everybody who's going to watch the reading or has watched it or is drawn to it. And also, please hit that like button. I'm trying to grow my channel. So I would appreciate you lending your support with that by hitting that like button so that more people can see this information to help grow the channel. My goal is to, grow it a good bit by the end of the year. And please hit the subscribe button so that you'll get future videos I put out. So let's see what's going on for October. And as always, please take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. This is more of a collective, so it might, might resonate with you personally or it might not, but my intention is for the collective, for the whole group of the collective. So let's see. And I don't know, the weekly reading came out yesterday and it was really intense. And so I don't know, I just keep feeling like October is going to be a really intense month. So let's see with the energies. Let's see what's going on. So what is the energy for the collective for the month of October 2025? The energy for the collective for the month of October 2025. Okay, one more. Okay. So happy birthday to everyone out there. It's got a birthday in October. I feel like I can't believe it's October already. I feel like it was just January this year. But I do love autumn. It's like my favorite season of the year. So every time autumn comes around, I'm just so happy. All right, so let's see what's going on. First card, High Priestess. Ooh, okay. We got the Five of Wands. We got the Star. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, Two of Wands. Ace of Cups and the Devil. Oh man, like two of these cards were in the weekly reading and almost the same location, same spot. So that's really interesting. All right, so let's see what's going on with the collective for the month of October. So definitely going into the month of October, we are definitely getting our wish of things getting better. Like that's coming in for the collective. I know it doesn't seem that way right now, but it's happening. But what I'm really getting with this card is we are definitely being helped by off-worlders, space boys, higher dimensional beings, in the divine galactics. We are being helped by all these people. So they've been helping us for a while, is what I'm hearing. Like they've been assisting us for quite some time. But I feel like going into October, it's going to become more apparent that they're helping us. Um, I don't quite know what I mean by saying that, but that's what I'm hearing. It's going to become like we're gonna start to see it more. I think that they're helping us, but we're definitely going into this month, and like I said, they've been helping us for a while, but it's going to become more apparent in October. But they're definitely with us and assisting us through this time period of raising our consciousness, helping with raising the energy, helping us to get to a higher vibration frequency, helping our goal of getting to the 5D Earth. So, yeah, and that's our wish. We want that. We want that as a collective for things to be better, to be that higher vibrational planet. And we're getting there, and they're helping us to get there. So, looking at the current energy, so we're in this energy right now as a collective for October. So, definitely using our intuition. And the high priestess, she definitely follows her intuition. She's definitely smart, but it's not like that. To me, the high priestess, she's not like book smart, but it's more like she's intuitively smart. So she follows her intuition. She uses her discernment. She's very much connected to the etheric realms, the spiritual realms, to the divine. So she's very well connected, and she uses that knowledge to help, to help others, to guide her to make decisions. So that's where we are right now. So I feel like as a collective, our we're right on point with our intuition. We're following our intuition. We're learning how to follow our intuition. If that's a new concept for people, they're learning how to follow it and getting out of the logical programming in the day to day. It's kind of like getting out of that stuck mindset of just focusing on the day to day survival and the day to day, things that need to be done. And it's like people are starting to, the collective starting to really follow their intuition, get out of that kind of logical mind, the egoic mind, and get more into their intuition and using their discernment. And I feel like part of how the off-worlders, galactics, space boys, divine beings, angels, and that part of how they've helped us is they're helping us to get to this point. They're helping us to get out of that egoic mind in that, logical mind of just focusing on day-to-day tasks and things like that. And they're helping us connect to that higher level intuition and guidance and discernment. They're helping us. So that's part of how they've been helping us is they're helping us through, helping to raise our vibration consciousness, helping us to get to that point. Because that's important as we go through the global spiritual awakening, global awakening, and us going to higher dimensions. We need to tap into that because you need that to go into the higher dimensions. So we need that. So I feel like for the month of October, a situation, there's going to be a lot of like fighting. And this is interesting because in the earlier reading for, the reading for the week, the weekly reading that came out yesterday, I remember like seeing a group of people and they looked very unhappy and very stressed, and angry. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of fighting. Now you can see with this, they got the wands. If you can see that card, they're beating each other up with the sticks, with the wand. So there's a lot of like, anger and hostility and that kind of energy. And I feel like as a collective for the month of October, we're in this energy. We're in this energy. And it could be because of the consciousness changes that we're going through. And it kind of goes back to if you're following your intuition and you're learning about things that you believed in or you thought was truth and correct and you're finding out it's not, it could put you in this energy where you're feeling very angry and combative and wanting to beat people up with wands. So it's very kind of hostile, but I feel like that's the energy of the collective. But I don't feel like that's going to last long, that type of energy, but for that's what I got for the month. But the atmosphere for the collective is, I feel I'm hearing sudden and unexpected things happening. So it's like what's going on right now on the planet is meant to go on. It's all part of, it's like it's already fated and destined. So it's all part of the plan. Like that's all. And I'm seeing like all part of the plan and I'm seeing those words, all part of the plan. So it's happening on purpose. It's happening on purpose. And it's like we are going into a golden age. We're going into the 5D Earth, slowly lifting our vibration of as a planet up into that level. And so that's part of the plan for humanity. And so the wheel of fortune is turning. And that's what this card is, the wheel of fortune. You see it down here. It's turning. But I feel like it's going to be a lot of sudden and unexpected things. So it's like we're in, we're seeing this energy for the collective is for the month of October, kind of being this combative, aggressive, hostile energy. But actually, that's not the case. That's what I'm saying. It's like suddenly it's going to shift. There's going to be a sudden and unexpected change where it's going to be not like that. It's going to shift out of this. Or the sudden unexpected change could be it's not as combative as what we thought or what's being portrayed, but it also could be all of a sudden we realize that we get snapped out of this energy. So it's what's happening is happening on purpose. It's divinely guided, but it's like it's going to be a sudden and unexpected shift. And which is interesting is in the weekly reading, I got that when I had the judgment card. That's what I was getting from the judgment card. So that's really interesting. But it's going to be like a sudden and shift. So we're going to go from this to basically like this. Well, this is how we are now, but we're going to become more into that peaceful, using our intuition, discernment, and out of this, hostile, aggressive, wanting to fight energy. And the Wheel of Fortune's going to be there to guide us through it. It's going to be like a sudden shift, but everything's happening on purpose. And I know that's kind of hard when we feel like we're being bombarded by negative information all the time, and it seems like things are really rough. It's hard to they think, well, it's hard to have that mindset of, well, this is happening on purpose, it's meant to happen, but it is. And we might not understand it right now, why it had to be this way or why it's happening in this fashion, but I'm sure at some point we'll understand that. But going into the near future, we are looking at our options as a collective. And which is interesting is this exact card came up in the exact same location in the spread for the weekly read. So that's really interesting. So if you didn't see that reading, go back and watch it because it's really interesting. But we are looking at our options. And part of that is using our intuition, using our discernment, being in that high priestess energy, but also, sudden unexpected changes happening, things that are faded coming out that are going to help us to make, because this is all the current energy right here. This is what I got for current energy right here. So in the near future, this current energy is going to help us make, look at our options and help us decide what we want to do. Like, is there a better way to do things that's going to benefit humanity? Are there things that we need to change? Are there things we need to eliminate? How do we want to proceed forward as as a planet going into the higher dimensions? So I feel like, and I'm seeing this, if this was a personal reading, then this could definitely mean, like a love coming in or something, a new beginning in love. But what I feel is it's a new beginning in love for the collective. So, and these are the two cards I got for advice from the universe, but let's tackle this one first. So, new beginning, coming in for love for the collective. So, we're in this energy situation where we're, there's a lot of hostility and aggression. But like I said, I keep feeling like that's short-lived because it's like it's a new beginning in love for the collective. So it's like we're going to snap out of that aggressive energy into this. So this is coming in. And it's part of the vibration lifting. It's part of our consciousness lifting, because as you become more spiritually awakened and your consciousness and vibration and frequency lift, your heart chakra opens. That's part of the process. So as a collective, our heart chakra is going to open. We're going to be more in love. And that could be the sudden shift that I was talking about, the sudden and unexpected change going from this, that kind of hostile, aggressive energy to more loving, new beginnings and love energy. So that could be the sudden shift that's going to happen. And it's like people are going to come together and realize, through their heart chakra, they're going to have love for each other, love for their communities, love for other people on the planet. Because we're all just equal, we're all one. There's no differences between us. We're all one. But we've been so programmed to be divisive and against each other and groups against each other. Like that's been done on purpose. And we've been so trained to think that way. But really, we're not. We're all one. We're all together. And so that heart chakra is going to open more and more and more. And it's going to help the collective as we rise in consciousness and vibration. This is going to open more and more and more. And it's going to help us to have a new beginning in love in how we want to how we treat each other, how we feel about each other, how we see each other on the planet. And I feel what I'm hearing is this new beginning in love as a collective right here is going to help us, I'm hearing, make better choices. It's going to help us to make better choices going forward about what we want as a planet. So I do think in a month it's going to be intense. We've got that Wheel of Fortune, that Five of Wands energy, but we are going to have a new beginning in love as a planet, which is good. We want that. But what's also interesting is this is the other card that came out as advice, and I got this in the weekly reading too for advice card. Is it's like there's still some lower vibrational energies out there, or dark side, entities that are trying to push this lower vibration. So they definitely don't want us coming into a new beginning in love, right? They do not like unconditional love. They don't like anything that has to do with the divine or any kind of connection to him. So they're going to push, that low vibrational energies. They're going to push this contentious, aggressive, anger type energy. That's what they do. They push that. And they've been, and in the past, what I'm hearing, in the past, they've been very successful about manipulating humans using emotion to get us in this state. So we're always fighting each other. We're always being hostile and aggressive and divided into groups and being against each other. But those days are over. Those days are over because that new beginning in love is coming in, and they're losing their power. They're not able to control humans like they used to be with that type of, with this controlling us through this behavior. They're not going to be able to do that anymore. They're losing their power and control, and it's going to get washed out. Like they're going to end up, because what happens is the vibration of the planet, as it gets higher and our consciousness rises, they don't have power over us anymore. And eventually it's going to get to a point on the planet where the vibration's too high. They won't even be on the planet anymore because they can't handle that higher vibration. Um, and I've talked about this in previous videos on my channel. And so if you're interested, you can go back and look at some of the earlier videos I put out. But I have had a lot of experience with dark side entities. Unfortunately, it's not a pleasant experience. But when they get to, and what I actually seen with my eyes is when they get to a certain level, like when there's a certain level of vibration, they can't handle that. And it's like, I've seen them either just disappear, like poof, they get pushed out of the room, they can't handle it. Or it's like they get, turned into ash. It's like poof, they turn into ash and fall into a pile because it gets to such a high level that they can't handle it. So that's really interesting. But this is going to come in, this new beginning in love is going to come in and wash them out, like wash out their power and control that they've had over humanity for eons. They're not going to be able to do that anymore. But what I'm hearing also is a warning to watch that you personally aren't in this lower vibrational energy, that you personally are not in this energy of, of anger and being combative and hostility, because that's lower vibrational energy. And so what I'm hearing is the divine doesn't want you to be in that energy. They want you to be in this place of unconditional love and opening your heart chakra, a new beginning of love. So don't fall into this, because if you're struggling with those lower vibrational energies, then it's going to affect how well you ascend. It affects your vibration, and it'll keep you from reaching this point, faster, right? So it's going to slow you down like an anchor if you're stuck in this lower vibrational energy. So just watch. So I take it two things. I'm taking this card as letting the collective know that dark side entities are, losing their power control, and that's going away. But also for us personally to watch our vibration and frequency and try to not succumb to these lower vibrational energies. Try to keep our energy up, our vibration and frequency on a higher level, and don't succumb to this type of, anger, hostility, because it's gonna affect your heart chakra opening in a negative way. You won't be able to open it as fast as you want to, or at all. Open it at all could affect that way too. So basically, those lower vibrations, they just are just an anchor on us energetically, and they keep us from ascending like we want to, and we need to. So just make sure, just be mindful that I'm hearing, be mindful of that lower vibrational energy, and stay, and try to keep your vibration high. But just remember, like going into this month, just remember, like I said earlier in the reading, we've got, off-worlder help, we've got divine help, galactic help, space boys. They're all helping us to get to this point in our consciousness. They're helping us to rise our vibrations. They're helping us to, get into this place of consciousness we need to be to get to that 5-dimensional earth. So, and they're doing it behind the scenes, obviously, like they're doing it through light codes and helping us in that way, but they're still there helping and guiding us. So they're here, they're assisting us in helping us get to that wish of the type of earth we want to have, which is that higher dimensional 5D earth. So that's what I have for the month of October. And I'm not surprised. This is a deep reading, but I'm not really surprised because this is what I was expecting just from, what I was feeling intuitively, but also, the readings I've been doing throughout September. It's like I definitely felt like October was going to be a real big month for energy, like a lot going on. But this is to me, these two are the most exciting cards of this whole reading is us as a collective tapping into our intuition and discernment and being in this high priestess energy, which, yay, that's a good thing, right? We want that. But also opening our heart chakra and new beginnings and love. That's really exciting. So those two cards make me so happy. So to see in this reading. So that's what I have for October. So heavy, heavy energy, like a lot of energy this month. So just hang in there and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.